face, eyelash, body bad, oh gosh, hot girl.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl, Pin on my Quartang, aka YPK, YPZ on the track. Oh, how you guys been? Anyway, so today's video, it's a quick story time, okay? Nothing major, just giving a little cute, a little short. So I seen this video of a caretaker on Instagram who was like spat on by the person she was taking care of and all of that. And it just reminded me of like one of the worst jobs I've ever done. Like, guys, it's one of the worst in every aspect, like professionalism, every aspect. Like, I can't name it all. Okay, so I was a nanny for this Nigerian lady, okay? And let me tell you guys, from the first time I spoke to the lady on the phone, did not like her vibe. It just wasn't doing it for me, you know? So I spoke to my mom about it. I spoke to the agent that was like the betweener, you know, for me and the lady or whatever. And they're like, oh, you know, some people just don't know how to talk on the phone. Just go try it out and see how you like it. And mind you, I'm living in the house with them. Okay, so I'm like, you know what, whatever. I'll go try this lady out, whatever. So the first day I met her, she came to pick me up from the train station with her friend. So as soon as they see me, her friend says something to the lady in their language and they kind of like giggle. I'm like, whatever, you know, it's not that serious. So I get in the car, you know, hi, cool, whatever. We get to the house and taking my bag in or whatever, you know, they're getting in. And her friend says something again in their language. And this time the lady looks at me like from head to toe. So I figured they're talking about, you know, my figure, like my body. I don't know. So they kind of just talk it out. I ignore it. Cool. So we're at the house. Her husband wasn't there yet. So I met the kids, you know, nice kids, whatever. She runs me around the house, runs me through what I got to do, all of that. Cool. So her husband comes back from the house. And mind you, when I got to the house, the old nanny was there. And not to be rude, disrespectful, whatever, she was like, if you guys have watched Nigerian movies, you see how the house helper is dressed, all of that, like that's what it was giving. Like, it was giving that kind of vibe. Okay, maybe, you know, it's her style. I'm not gonna. So the husband comes back from work. As soon as like he opens the door, the previous nanny runs to the door and greets him like bowing down, takes his bag. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely not doing that because I'm here to watch your kids and help around the house. That doesn't include being a greeter for your husband. And anyway, so yeah, and I'm sitting down just looking at the husband because in my culture, if you're coming from outside, you come meet people in the house, you're the one greeting the people in the house. The people in the house are not greeting you. So apparently that was her first strike with me, that I didn't greet her husband at the door. So I told the lady, I'm like, oh, just like I said, in my culture, the person coming from outside greets people in the house, cool. And she's like, well, this is not how we do in the Nigerian culture. I'm like, whoa. I'm Ghanaian, in case you didn't know, you know. You can't force your culture on me. I understand, I acknowledge, but it's just not something I can do. I'm not. Even living with my dad, I don't go greet my dad at the door and collect his bag and do all of that. Like, what do you take me for? So, yeah, we had our first, like, bickering, you know. Whatever, cool. But I told her I'm not doing that. So she called the agent, like, oh, she's disrespectful, she's this, she's that. So times goes, whatever. Another time, the lady comes to tell me what I can eat in the house and what I can't eat. So she takes me to the pantry. She shows me a can of milk, carnation milk, ideal milk. Those type, like, you know what I mean? Like the condensed, was it condensed? I don't know, but yeah. She shows me those, like, oh, this is straight from Nigeria. You can't, like, I'm sorry, you can't touch that. Sardines, you can't touch. Basically, you're telling me I can't eat anything in the pantry but cereal. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm looking at this lady like, where does she live? Because I have carnation milk in my house, in my pantry. Like, it's whatever. I'm just like, this lady's weird. You're telling me I can't eat almost everything in your fridge and your pantry, but I should feel comfortable. So I called the agent too. I'm like, ma'am, so if she wants me to live here and help her around the house with her kids and all of that, and she's telling me I can't eat majority of the food in the house, what does she expect me to eat? You know? So the lady's like, just take heart, just, Ghanaians, just belittling the problem. Like, it's okay, just kind of suck it up. Basically, pretty much that's what she was telling me, suck it up. And so I'm like, okay, cool. That to the side. That evening, this lady is showing me how to, tuck her kids in, all of that good jazz. And they take communion at night. Sis, that's you and your family. You can't force me to take communion. I don't know why you're taking the communion. I don't know what you're taking the communion for. So she tries to give me a communion. I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. She's like, wait, you're not a Christian? I'm like, I am. If you were a Christian, you would know not everybody takes communion. Like, it's not by force. Like, if you feel like in your heart you're ready to take communion, you take it. And I'm not. She goes, you're not Christian? I'm like, I am. Do you go to church? I'm like, yeah, I go to church. Can you say in the name of Jesus? Bro. This lady just asked me if I could say in the name of Jesus. I'm like, in the name of Jesus? Oh, I just find it weird that, you're not taking communion. Like, make it make sense. Does she not know the devil can pretty much quote any book in the Bible? Like, if you really believed I was a witch or whatever you thought I was, like, you really think me saying in the name of Jesus is not gonna, like, it just didn't make any sense to me. Like, what does this lady want from me? So yeah, that was another strike for her. Mind you, I already have like 10 strikes already, but we're not counting that. So yeah, she says, can you say in the name of Jesus? I'm like, anyway, second bickering we had back and forth. Lady, you can't force me to take communion. So at this point, I'm pretty much annoyed of the lady. I'm ready to leave. There's so many things, I can't remember all of them, but these were like the major ones. I'm ready to leave. I keep calling the agent. I'm like, ma'am, either you find me another gig or I could go back to my house, because this is ghetto. This is ghetto or whatever. And she's like, please, you can't leave. It's like basically like a contract. I'm like, between y'all two, y'all gotta figure it out, but it ain't got nothing to do with me. You feel me? So I'm ready to leave. I think it was like a few days go by, and on Sunday we're going to church. So we're going to church and we're in the car. We put all the kids in there. We're driving. She's driving. I'm sitting in the back with the kids, and she goes, "Oh, have you been baptized?" Or what did she say? Yeah, I think she asked, "Have you been baptized?" I'm like, if I wasn't baptized or whatever the case may be, I wouldn't go to church. I wouldn't call myself a Christian. Okay, just for me personally, like, it was just so much insinuations. Like, so I'm like, I said that. I'm like, I wouldn't be going to church necessarily. Like, I wouldn't really, what does baptism have to do with anything? Whatever. So she goes, you're rude. You're very disrespectful. Even American citizens, American kids don't talk to me like that. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, whoa. Ma'am. What does this have to do with being a citizen? What does this have to do with... I could give two about how American kids talk to you. Even kids that were born here don't even talk to me like that. Da, 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 da. I'm like... At this point, everybody... If you're Ghanaian, if you're African, it's rude to like kind of do like, or like whatever, like that, those kind of sounds when an elderly person is talking. So while she's doing all of that, like even American kids, I'm sitting in the backseat like sis is pissed. Like, I just knew she wanted to park the car and just fist fight with me. She's like, you're disrespectful. I've taken you in. I'm like, sis, you did not take me in. Like, go ahead with that. What do you mean you took me in? Did you find me on the streets? Like, she wasn't making any sense. Like, you know, I've accepted you as one of, like, somebody, like, even my sister, my kid, my dad. I'm like, well, first of all, I'm not your kid, I'm not your sister, so let's just, you know, get that out the way, whatever. So she just yelling while she's driving. I'm like, you might want to, you know, look on the road, because I'm finna make it back to where I came from, whatever. So she's so upset, just going off. So we get to church, and, you know, she calms down, and we go to church, blase, blase, blah. So we come back home, and she's like trying to give me a lecture how I should be respectful, because do I know who she is? She's a princess back home. So I had to stop her there. I'm like, ma'am, everybody's a princess back home. Like, you know. So she is livid, because everything she says, I had to come back for it. Because what do you mean you're a princess? What does that have to do with me? I'm a princess too. Like, my great grandma was a queen. So, you know, come correct. I'm like, when I go back home, a whole entourage meets me at the airport. I was like, I'm pretty sure. I haven't been home in a while, but when I go home, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be an entourage waiting for me at the airport too. So, like, you know, like, she just so condescending, and just, I don't even have a word for her. But it was just the worst experience ever. And, like, everybody, like, all my friends know me. Like, as soon as I start a job, I want to finish to the end. But, like, this job, I was ready to call it quits right in the middle. That's how you knew, like, it was not for me, because I have so much patience. But with her, it was about this. It wasn't there. It just wasn't. Guys, like, like, even talking about it right now is just getting me riled up, because I want to fight her right now, because watch this. So I finally leave, and sis didn't pay me, because I didn't stay for the amount of time I said I was going to stay for. So the whole week that I worked, she did not pay me. She didn't. Because I basically, I guess, breached contract. I don't know, like some nanny, I don't know who made her a nanny lawyer. Nanny 101, you breach the contract, you're not getting paid. So I'm just like, I don't even need your money at this point. Just take me to the train station and let me go back to my house, because you got me fucked up. Or whatever. So she takes me to, we're finally at the point where I'm leaving. I packed all my things. Guys, and she wanted me to wear, like, a shirt so big from my head to my toe, because my body was just too much for her to handle. And she has a husband at the house. It was just so much fuckery. Like, whatever. We get to the point where I'm leaving, so she drives me to the train station, and then sis gonna hand me $50 for my transportation. So I was like, wait, hold up, I don't need your money. So when she gave it to me, like, before I got out the car, I was like, I don't need it, so I'm just gonna leave it right here. So I left it there. She was so mad. I'm like, sis, you're not paying me, so what does the $50 have to do with me at this point? I don't want your $50. So as soon as I left the car, when we got to the train station, I left the car and put the money in. And I guess she noticed from the mirror, like, she could see, why didn't you take money? She takes the money, she throws it out. Like, take it. And good luck hopping from one job to another. That's what this lady told me. But I was like, you know what? Just keep it cool. Keep it cool. Keep it cool. Because she is not the author of my life, okay? She is not. Guys, it was just the worst experience ever. I'm like, I've had pretty rough times, like, working as a nanny and a caretaker, but this was not it. Just seeing that video of that old lady and the Ghanaian lady just really got me all messed up. I was just like, I have to share or whatever. So, alright, another story time later, because I'm getting very tight right now. It's getting really tight. So yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and like and leave a comment and share with your friends. And if you have any, you know, pretty scary or very not a good job experience and you want to share, leave a comment down below and let's chit chat. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, guys, and bye. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I could see you walking away. Subscribe. All right.